Hey, you're watching Fox, and today I'm doing another loadout video. Sorry I didn't upload one the other day. I was trying to play. I played for like 3-4 hours possibly, and I was just playing really bad, and I just cried and went to bed and never went back on Call of Duty ever again. I'm joking, I didn't really, but I did just come off a bit and give up because I was really pissed off. I couldn't play. I tried and I just couldn't play. But today it was a little bit more successful. I told myself I was actually going to play okay, and I did. So, you know, just tell yourself you're going to do well before you get into a lobby, and maybe it'll work. I don't know. Or maybe I was just lucky. But this is a bit of an off chance for me because I never play well. But anyway, enough about that. Today, as you can tell from the loadout video title, if you haven't read it, then I don't know how you know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to assume you know what I'm talking about because I'm talking about the HBR insanity. No, I'm not talking about the HBR insanity. I wish I was. I'm talking about the HBRa3 or Rider, however it's pronounced. I don't know. I'm going to say both and hope that one of those versions is right. I would use the HBR insanity if I had it, but I don't. And that makes me really, really sad inside because I want it so bad. I picked it up from other people so much and it's so good and it looks amazing and I just want it and I don't have it and I've wasted money on supply drops to try and get it and it didn't happen. So I'm just going to face facts that I'm never going to own it and move on with my life. But the HBRa3 is actually pretty good. It's got -1 on its accuracy, +1 on its fire rate and +1 on mobility. Kind of think that the minuses and the plus there kind of cancel themselves out with the fire rate and the accuracy, but I think the fire rate is actually a little bit handier to have instead of +1 on accuracy anyway, so it does save your ass. I think it saved mine quite a few times because it does feel pretty like on point, and it's good for when you get jumped on or something like that because it does fire pretty damn fast. But yeah, enough about the actual gun. I want to talk about what this loadout is actually for, and it is for those people who prefer being a little bit more tactical and trying to be off the radar as much as possible. Because I play Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I played a Ghost, there we go, the other day, and I really miss how I used to feel like when I played on there because I used to be a lot more tactical on there than I am on here, and I think it's just the way this game's made. But I wanted a loadout that made me be able to play a little bit similar to how I used to play. So I have done just that, and this is it, and I'm going to explain it because there's so much stuff to talk about. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is I have no exo abilities, no launcher, no attachments, no secondary. I have none of those equipped because you don't need them. I usually go for the cloak ability with the exos because that's the only thing that I've actually found pretty useful. But with this loadout, with the perks that I've got attached, you don't actually need it anyway because you're more or less invisible to them, apart from obviously being on the screen. Anyway, and I've got 3 wild cards of all the perks so that I can have 6 perks in my slots, which is great, and that's all you need to cover this loadout. So halfway through this video, I'm finally getting into actually what my loadout includes. Oh wow, I really need to start learning how to talk to people properly. But yeah, I have got lightweight equipped as usual because it's perfect and it works amazingly on any assault rifle, so make sure you have that equipped. Then I've got low profile, which makes you invisible to UAVs, tracking rounds and exo ping. And then the next thing I've got, which is peripherals, which extends the map coverage, which you know how much I love that. And it's also pretty useful just in general to have that, but it's not really towards the being stealthy. What makes this peripherals pretty useful is the fact that it takes out enemies without displaying their death locations, so you can get behind their spawns, take them all out, and as long as you're taking the right person at a time, then none of them should be alerted when their friend mates died, unless they're actually reading the screen or if they're in a clan or whatever, but that's totally different. And then I've got cold-blooded, which is the second perk that I've added to that slot, which makes you immune to thermal, target enhancers, threat grenades, enemy callouts, and no name on the reticles, and they don't change colour when targeted, which is awesome. That's probably my favourite thing that you can have. If you want to have just one of them equipped and you want to do other things with this loadout, then make sure you do have cold-blooded because I think that's probably the most useful. But saying that, hardwired, which is the next thing I've got equipped, is probably also one of my favourite things because it makes you immune to the system hack. EMPs, nano swarms, stun grenades, scramblers and score streaks remain vulnerable. But My god. Hardwired is the most amazing thing in the world. It saves me from having to deal with annoying people who use system hack all the goddamn time. And then I've got Blast Suppressor, which makes you invisible on the minimap when performing your exo movements. Now that is the most important thing to have on this class. It is what makes me go from point A to point B without being detected, and because obviously you do just jump around the maps all the time, it's so easy to just speed boost forward, and even just doing what I'm doing now, like speeding from left to right, gets you on the radar. So that's really useful to stop that, so you can actually move around the map a lot more easier without being detected. And that's everything for my perks. And then for my score streaks, I've got my usual UAV with the extra assist points, just so I can get my other 2 score streaks nice and quickly. And then I've got system hack and bomb and run. And I haven't got anything attached to either of those because you don't really need it. I mean, you can add those on there if you want to go for something a little bit more ambitious, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. But I'll be back with a new video soon. But until then, bye! I don't want full exos to be involved. I will be so mad if they are, because it makes multiplayer so much worse. I think, like, with multiplayer, it's just, there's no tactics involved, there's no, like, positioning is just terrible. You can't really learn the maps as well. Like, on here, I feel like you can go into a map, start